Today is Friday the 15th of November 2024 and today we are going on another adventure down to the Isle of Wight for business. But first, I cannot spend 6 hours of driving in my wife's skip. So I brought it to the local car wash to get it valeted because I don't want to drive 6 hours with the car smelling like a 1980s tap room. No. So, let them get on with it and wash and valet the car, and then we can get down to Southampton, get over on the ferry, and get over to the Isle of Wight. Shall we get on with it then? So let's get through this front door and check what this terraced house is like. First door here on the right hand side is the living room. So nice cozy looking little living room. Now, what do you notice about this living room in this house where we're staying? You see it? No, you don't see it, because there isn't one. There's no TV. But luckily enough, I always take my trusty iPad with me wherever I go, so I can watch a bit of Sky. Thank the Lord for Sky Go. So that's the living room. Let's go and check out the rest of the house. So if we go down this long hallway, the next door we come to here on the right hand side is a downstairs bedroom. Not bad. Again, no TV, but anyway, let's crack on. This next room on the right is the downstairs loo. We have a washing machine, a wash basin, and quite a big selection of towels. Then we go into the dining room, little dining room table and chairs. Got a microwave here and a cooker and a valent boiler in the kitchen. Let's check up the stairs onto the landing. First door here on the right is the main bathroom with an incredibly loud extractor fan. Anyway, usual things in here. We have a shower over the bath as well, so that's good. On to the next room. On this left hand side is a twin bedroom. Again, pretty good size. And then this must be the master. So here you go, master bedroom. Again, pretty good size, like you find in terraced houses. Shame the fire doesn't work, but anyway. So that's upstairs, and this house we're staying in. I'll have to keep minding that step, otherwise I'll end up breaking my neck. Anyway, let's go and check out what outside looks like. So back through the kitchen, and let's get through this door. We're now during the daytime because we couldn't see it last night. So little garden, not a fantastic view, but we're not here for the views, we're here for the business. So that's this terraced house we're staying in. Now, it wouldn't be a Tomcat gas training video, would it, without checking out the old boiler? So let's have a look at this 2010 Valent Ecotech Pro boiler and find out if it's going to kill us while we're staying at this B&B. Not a great start. the two collars have not got the valence securing screws in them. So that's an at risk already. And the flue's not sealed behind this decorative cover on the inside. Again, a no-no. If we check out the pipework underneath, no clips in sight, no filter, but remember this was installed in 2010. And also the condensate doesn't go through the wall in waste pipe, but again 2010, remember. Now this doesn't matter whether the boiler was installed last week or in 2010. The rubber grommets not in its hole, so the case isn't sealed. If we look under this cupboard, you can see the filling loop is still connected, and also the double check valve is on the central heating pipe instead of the cold water pipe, so that's a no-no. And also quite a bit of corrosion on this pipework. Now condensate, again remember it was installed in 2010, but really this should be upgraded. Condensate pipe isn't in 32mm and it's not insulated, and it's not even clipped. Now the flue wasn't sealed on the inside, so did you really think this flue was going to be sealed behind this weather collar on the outside? I didn't think it was going to be. And obviously if it isn't screwed and sealed, it is going to wobble around a bit. Now I am 6'2" tall, and I guess this flue isn't 7 feet off the ground, and it hasn't got a terminal guard on it. The boiler's electrical connection is via a plug top, which is allowed, but it goes into a switched plug socket. It should be an unswitched one. Or better still, a fuse spur with a 3A fuse in it. Now that's the bad bits of the boiler, but does it actually have any compliance with the regs? Well, the boiler does have a time clock. It also has a room thermostat. It's in the wrong place and the wrong height, but at least it's got one. But it is good that the place does have a CO alarm. Now all the radiators do have thermostatic radiator valves, but this is in the hallway, so we can turn you down a little bit. Now let's take a look at the gas meter. Now I'm guessing the gas meter is behind here, because there is a box in it. That's the only place I can think it could be. Now there is a little door there, but there's no sign to tell us that it actually is the gas meter. Oh yes, what a good guess. Now let's see if there's anything wrong with the gas meter. Well, straight off, can't see any earth bonding. There is a bracket, but there doesn't seem to be any seals or tamper screws. Is that a seal on the top of there? Looks like it's got a seal on the top. There's a whoppy big hole down there. The draft proper blowing up through there. And the ECV looks like it falls to off. There is actually a label on there to show us, and there is a warning label to tell us the number, and it's one of those shocking smart meters. Anyway, only a few faults on that one. Now this ped tap has been blanked off, but they don't need it. Why are they leaving it still connected? Why don't they just rip it out? That makes no sense. Now, it's been a legal requirement since July 2021 that all short-term lets in the UK comply with the current gas regulations and are required to have a gas safety check. They also require an electrical installation condition check every 5 years. And since October 2023, all the properties were required to have a fire risk assessment inside the property, and also if it is a flat, it will require a fire risk assessment for all the communal areas. Failure to comply with these is classed as a criminal offence. Now, I've put a short video out on all my social media platforms And some of the comments I've been getting back from this little short 1-minute video, it's quite disconcerting and quite scary. I don't get people. Now, the boiler was in the kitchen, quite clear, standing out like a sore thumb. There was a patio outside. As a gas engineer, you're going to check these things out. Not according to some of the comments. Most of the people are telling me to be on holiday. Well, one, I wasn't on holiday. And even if I was on holiday, if a boiler's there for me to look at, I will do. Now, the faults were at risk. But I couldn't turn the appliance off because I haven't got permission to do so. Now, even my own wife told me to keep my nose out, and she wouldn't give me the email address to be able to email the owner of this property and tell them to get the boiler sorted out. She said, that's not your problem. It will have had a gas safety check on it, and it's the gas engineer who carried out the gas safety check. It's their responsibility. Is it just me? Am I the only person who thinks of people's safety in places like AirBnB's and holiday lets and stuff like that? Am I literally the only one, or do you just all go around with your eyes closed or blinkers on? I'm not at work now, so forget about it. Put in the comments, guys, and just say if I am the only one who cares about people's safety with gas appliances. It just bewilders me, some of the comments what I've been getting. Obviously, some of the comments will just be what they'll call jokes, but some of them are quite scary in what people have put. Anyway, let's continue with this video. Now, this is what I found on the Isle of Wight in 2020 while we were having a holiday at Allen Bay, right near the Needles. Coming just back from the beach, and we can only have one tap running at a time, but we've got an unvented cylinder. So let's have a look and see if this unvented cylinder has been installed correctly. Okay, so what have we got here? We can see there at the top it's 150 litres. So that should certainly give us enough to do showers and stuff. Let's have a look at the temperature pressure relief valve. So this pipe's a D1 and it can only be 600mm long. Ooh, well, that's a bit over length. Well, that won't stop us getting any water, but it's over length. Where does it discharge to? So we've got a sight glass. Oh, and they've put it into overflow pipe now. Yeah, plastic pipe, so that's not allowed. So there's your ton dish. That's pretty long. So our normal pressure relief valve is going into it. So you can do that, that's not a problem, but this pipe is too long. Ooh, we've got a flexi on the expansion vessel. So what's that wall made of? Oh, we've got a plasterboard wall, and it's fixed to a plasterboard wall. So if that ever got over pressure, it doesn't sound like it's got any full of water anyway, so that's okay. But there is a flexi on it, but it is in the right place. So it's after the combination valve. So there's a non-return valve in here, which you're not allowed to put the expansion vessel after the non-return. So it's in, this is the cold feed. So this is the cold mains, which is 22mm pipe coming in to the bottom of the cylinder, and there's a drain so you can drain the cylinder, so that's good. So far we've got that. Oh, there you go. There you go, there's the culprit. We've got a 15mm feed coming in, then feeding the cylinder, and it goes down and feeds the shower in our ensuite. So that's why the shower's running cold then, I would guess. And no insulation whatsoever on any of the pipes coming off the cylinder. So this isn't to G3 regulations. And also, don't know what they've set the water at, Well, it is absolutely scorching. So that's probably why my wife was in the shower and Georgia was in the other one, and they both started screaming because they had cold water. Dodgy plumbing. Good morning. So today is Saturday and I'm going to my meeting. So I've decided to walk to it instead of going in the car. It's only 20-25 minute walk and I thought I'd get to know the island a bit more, so I'd walk it. So that's where I'm heading, down the hill there to where the ferry port is basically. Now we are staying on Cowes, but the meeting is in East Cowes. Now if I wanted to go by car, there's two ways I can get there. First way is go back that way and drive 11 miles around, or I can go on the chain ferry. So that's what I've decided to do this morning. So just walk straight down the street to the chain ferry. So let's get on with it. Now let's upset a few people on the way and do a bit of gas twitching and see what the standard of the gas work is like on the Isle of Wight. Now that condensate isn't actually going into that drain pipe, and it's just corroding the gas pipe. Keep on walking. Looks like that gas CO2 is nice food for that tree in front of it. Nothing to see here on this balanced flue. I think I need to start picking up the pace a bit and move swiftly past this meter box. I think I need to stop walking and start running to this ferry before I see some more disasters. First, let's wake up the ticket machine. It looks like we need number 2. So let's press number 2. We now need to pay. Bargain at £1.50. And now it's going to print out our ticket. It's as easy as that. The Cowes floating bridge or chain ferry carries vehicles, bikes and foot passengers between Cowes and East Cowes 7 days a week, 365 days a year. The floating bridge crosses the tidal river Medina. The first floating bridge between the two towns was established in 1859, and the crossing is one of a few remaining that has not been replaced by a physical bridge. The service is owned and operated by the Isle of Wight Council, which has run it since 1901. Prior to ownership by the local authority, the service was run by the Floating Bridge Company and the Steam Packet Company, which is now Red Funnel, and that is the ferry company we actually crossed from Southampton to the Isle of Wight on. The ferry currently has the name Number 6 because it is the 6th to be owned by the Isle of Wight Council and the 9th in total, but it will soon be replaced. Now this ferry was built in 2017 and can carry up to 20 cars. This current vessel was installed on the 14th of May 2017, but started off with a string of technical issues and the service was suspended by the Maritime and Coastal Agency and a passenger-only replacement service provided by a small launch. After several months of service suspension and intermittent operation, full service was resumed in early 2018. The vessel is 125 metres long and it takes 2 to 3 minutes to cross at a speed of 5 knots or 0.3 kilometres an hour. Number 6 was built by the Welsh boat builders Mainstay Marine. It was expected to have a lifespan of 40 years and is around twice the carrying capacity of number 5. In March 2024, it was confirmed that ferry number 6 would have to be replaced. Before any kind of floating bridge existed, a rowing boat ferry operated between Cowes and East Cowes, transporting pedestrians only. The service was owned and operated by the Robertson family from 1720 to 1859. From 1842, carriages and animals could be transported across using a pontoon, which was winched across using horsepower. In 1859, the Floating Bridge Company was formed and bought the ferry rights. From the 24th of November 1859, the first steamboat was used, built on the River Itchen in Southampton. In 1868, the ferry was bought by the Steam Packet Company, which now trades as Red Funnel, and bought a new ferry for the service in 1882. This was used until 1896, but it was used only as a spare when the new ferry was purchased. The cost to use the ferry is pedestrians and cyclists for a return ticket is £1.50. Cars up to 8 seats one way is £3. Motorcycles one way is £1.70. Large vehicles or minibus or pickup trucks is £3.30, and the small lorries is £9. Now, because I haven't got a meeting now until 6 o'clock this evening, my wife and I decided to come to Quarr Abbey, I think it's called. Beautiful day today, so let's have a walk around the gardens and find out what the abbey's got to offer. Quarr Abbey is a monastery between the villages of Binstead and Fishbourne on the Isle of Wight in southern England. The name is pronounced Quarr, rhyming with four, and it belongs to the Catholic order of St. Benedict. The Grade 1 listed building and church, completed in 1912, are considered some of the most important 20th century religious structures in the United Kingdom. The buildings were constructed from Belgian brick in a style combining French, Byzantine and Moorish architectural elements. The community of fewer than a dozen monks maintain the monastery's regular life and the attached farm. As of 2013, the community provides 2-month internships for young men. The name Quarr comes from quarry, because there used to be a stone quarry in the neighbourhood. The original title of the monastery was the Abbey of Our Lady in St. John. Stone from the quarry was used in the Middle Ages and was used as part of the Tower of London. With a shrinking community and an ageing buildings, the World Monuments Fund identified Quarr Abbey as one of the 100 most endangered historic sites in the world. In July 2012, the Heritage Lottery Fund awarded Quarr a £1.9 million matching grant. The project included repairs to the conservation of the Abbey remains and the existing Abbey Church, as well as a visitors information centre and education and training placements in construction for local college students. In 2012, a grant of £229,817 was made by the Historic England for roof and window repairs. Now, for some reason, I am hankering after a full English this morning. I wonder why. Do we always have pigs in abbeys? Well, this place has got a few. The resident pigs have become synonymous with the abbey and are a popular hit with visitors young and old. They are located just a short distance from the car park. The pigs are owned and looked after by the tenanted farmer. Visitors can get close but not too close from the pathway that encircles each pen. There is a tea shop. Shall we check out if there's any pig in there? So we have a hide behind us here. So let's see what wildlife we can find in these woods. There seems to be quite a few rats hanging around here. I think they're rats. Yeah, I think that's definitely a rat. And there seems to be quite a lot of red squirrels, which I've not seen for ages. We've got grey ones native to us, but there all seem to be red ones here. So if you're in the area of Ryde on the Isle of Wight, why don't you check out the Abbey and this fantastic walk in the woods. You never know what you're going to see. My wife's favourite animals in all the world. I guess being a dairy farmer's daughter, why wouldn't they be? So that's the end of our long weekend on the Isle of Wight, with business all complete. Now all we need to do is get the ferry back to Southampton, and then the 5 to 6 hour drive back up to Manchester. So let's get on with it. Now I hope you liked the video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.